Scientists are working furiously on testing therapies and vaccines to treat the coronavirus, but it will take time and focused effort before they're ready. Did you know that there's already a vaccine against panic, anxiety, and selfishness? It's called loving kindness, and you can get vaccinated today. I'm Dr. Judd Brewer, addiction psychiatrist and neuroscientist specializing in anxiety and habit change. Let's dive right in. You know, it's been a bit strange in my limited trips to the grocery store. I try to keep a healthy social distance, but grocery aisles and checkout lanes weren't designed for viral pandemics. My wife and I just watched the 2011 movie Contagion last night, as a way to calm down and chill out before bed. And it showed how when people panic, their survival mode kicks in. In one scene, people were calmly standing in line and then suddenly they're beating each other up over food. Don't worry, while this pandemic is going to be pretty bad, the mortality rate isn't like the one in the movie, and there is no shortage of food. So what's going on here? Here's the science. Part of our brain is known as the default mode network. It gets activated when we think about ourselves, especially when we regret things that we've done in the past or worry about the future. It also gets activated when we get caught up in cravings, like cravings for cigarettes. My lab has found that the feeling of getting caught up in our experience, that closed down, contracted feeling that we feel when we're afraid or anxious, lines up with increased activity in the default mode network, while meditation makes this same network quiet down. The TV show 60 Minutes visited my lab a few years ago, and you can actually watch Anderson Cooper's default mode network getting really activated on camera. His brain activity went off the charts when he remembered a stressful situation, and then it calmed right down when he started meditating. We found that app-based mindfulness training can even target this default mode network to help people quit smoking. I'll post links to his video and articles below. As I've mentioned in earlier videos, anxiety and panic make our thinking brains go offline, so that we have to fall back onto the older parts of our brains to help us survive. At moments like this, we act out automatically without thinking. In the movie Contagion, Matt Damon's character is standing in line for food when it's announced that the supply has run out for the day. People start shoving and grabbing food from others instead of just waiting and coming back the next day when there's more. Damon's character instinctively helps someone by fighting people off instead of stealing food from others himself. So why do some people panic and do things that they later regret, like fighting and being mean to each other, while others pitch in and help? This may have something to do with what habits we've set up. If we've set up a habit of helping others and being kind, when something big happens, kindness kicks in as our go-to, our default action. So what's going on in the brain? My lab has studied a specific type of meditation called loving kindness. This practice is aimed at awakening and fostering our inherent capacity for kindness and connection. Loving kindness is the opposite of anger or anxiety. Instead of that wound up feeling of anger or that closed down feeling of anxiety, loving kindness feels more expansive and open. We feel more connected with others. I'll post a guided meditation on my YouTube channel that I recorded, so if you haven't practiced it, you can give it a shot. I'll also post a link to my friend and hero Sharon Salisbury's resource page, which has some great guided practices below. She's the expert on all things loving kindness. When my lab studied people's brains' activity when they were practicing loving kindness, we found that their default mode network got really quiet. I've even gotten in a scanner myself and done some real-time neurofeedback experiments and found that the open, connected feeling of loving kindness lines up with drops in default mode network activity in my own brain. Plus, it feels pretty amazing to practice loving kindness. How do we train ourselves to default to kindness instead of meanness when the going gets tough? Well, here we can follow our brains. I've mentioned in earlier videos how our brains set up a reward hierarchy to help us quickly and habitually make decisions. When given a choice between two actions, we'll choose the more rewarding one. The more we do that, the more it becomes habitual. We default to the more rewarding option. With kindness, it's really simple. What does it feel like when someone is kind to you? What does it feel like when you do something kind for someone else? Kindness feels better, and our brains know this. It's simply a matter of seeing how rewarding it is really clearly, and then repeating it over and over until kindness becomes habitual. Then, like Matt Damon's character in the movie Contagion, when someone starts panicking, we all have developed immunity to the panic and selfishness, so we can counter its spread through social contagion by instinctively pitching in and helping. That way we can spread kindness instead as the new contagion. So get your kindness vaccination today by noticing what it feels like to receive the kindness of others. And maybe watch the movie The Kindness of Strangers instead of Contagion. It's a great movie. And then get your booster shots by practicing loving kindness, maybe by simply and silently wishing people well at the grocery store or when you receive a package at the door. You can keep a healthy social distance to be safe, but be connected mentally. Short moments many times is how you make kindness your new habit. I'll end with a quote from the book my wife and I are reading together called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" asked the mole. "Kind," said the boy. So let's all use this time together to grow into our kindest selves. Onward, together. See you tomorrow. If there are topics you'd like me to cover, post them in the comments section below or tag me on Twitter @JuddBrewer. Subscribe to this channel to get updated when I post new videos, and please share this video with anyone who you think might benefit. Thank you.